All right, good evening, everyone. And today, who I have with me is Orchid Chen, who's part of our Toastmasters Club. And she's going to give a icebreaker speech very soon. And what we want to talk about is the emotions going behind someone who's never given a speech before on stage. And what does it feel like? And what's, the agony or the anxiety that's going through her mind, and how she's going to like fight through it and say, you know what? Screw it, I'm still going to go up there and speak about whatever she's going to speak on. So, Orchid Chen, what's going through your mind right now when you know you're going to give a speech in front of an audience and you're not done something like this before? You might have, but it's still going to be scary.
Well, I think the first thing is you have to have good friends, friends that will shame you if you don't go up and do the speech. Having some friends that will tell you that you really need to do this is pretty important.
So you're basically saying motivation, inspiration, having a friend circle who's already taking action, and you're like, okay, if these guys are taking action, I should be, or else I feel guilty. Is that one of those things?
Yeah, definitely. Like a bit of peer pressure.
So peer pressure is one way of pushing yourself through the pain, or making yourself take action. Another question that comes into my mind is, now you're going to prepare for your speech and you're like, okay, these guys, to me, they seem pretty good already on stage. And if I go up there, I'm going to embarrass myself. That's going to be really, oh my God. I don't think it's going to be comfortable, or I'd rather cancel my speech tomorrow. But then your other mind is saying, you know what, I still need to get this thing done. I don't want to, I'm going to embarrass myself anyways. Might as well just push through the pain. What is the tolerance of embarrassment you think you have, or for anybody? Because embarrassing yourself, though you don't embarrass yourself, people still have the fear that they're embarrassing themselves. They always are like, my speech is not good enough. This is not good enough. My presentation is not good enough. My vocal tonality is not good enough. And you'll have 1 million excuses. How are you going to shut that mind of yours and says, screw it. Whatever I have right now, I'm still going to deliver the best I can?
Yeah, honestly, that's just too much to remember. I don't think I could remember all of that and deliver my speech at the same time. Definitely can't. So preparation is probably really important. Preparing the speech in advance and going over it, having some backup. So I'm going to be bringing cue cards just in case I get nervous and I forget. I think when I start the speech, like, I've never been in such an intimate environment before. So I've performed dance, but that's in front of a big stage where you can't see the actual audience and everything's black. And in that case, you don't tend to worry so much about people watching you because you don't see their faces. At a Toastmasters speech, you can tell right away if you're losing engagement with your audience and people are starting to get bored or they're confused about what you're saying. So I would probably try and just focus on a couple of people in the audience that I feel like I know a little bit better, who I can trust to show the right cues and try to deal with the nervousness that way. I think it helps to look at someone familiar.
So from what I understand, one is preparation. Have cue cards so that it eases you in case if you forget about things. In order to shut your mind off, just don't think about it. And when you know your audience and you know a few of the good friends that are already out there, just stare at them so that you don't feel as anxious as you would. And just to conclude on this, so there are a lot of our club members who have participated in or have joined our club, and they're not even done their first speech. Like, they're literally not done their first speech, and we really want to motivate them to take action. You're going through the same process, and it's scary. We all know that, and we've all gone through it. But if you had to give 3 tips or a critical advice on what they can do so that we see more of them, they fill the room, they fill the seats, and they're paying for it. Overcome the anxiety, overcome their fear, and say, you know what, I'm going to do an icebreaker. How would you really, inspire them or motivate them?
Well, I heard a very inspiring explanation not long ago at one of the meetings, and it was that you should go because you've paid for it, so don't waste your money. I think that's pretty good. Think about all the coffees you could have bought if you hadn't spent money on Toastmasters.
All right. So if you want to know how much money does, if you have a pain for spending money and not utilizing it, that should give you enough of leverage to go out there and take action. Thank you, Orchid Chen, for your time, and thank you all.